Okay guys, here is the second part of the painting project, sort of our stained glass that we're going to create. This has mostly one layer of paint, one coat of paint. I put a second one, you can see it's a little bit darker there. And as you add more paint, obviously, it gets a little darker or a little brighter, depending on how you want it to look. Just putting some more blue on top of here. And that will change the look, make it look a little bit more like stained glass. And then you can add as many coats of paint as you'd like. This is your own artistic brain, of course. Put this guy here. And so this one I would keep adding a few more coats of paint just because I want it to be bright and colorful. Here's the tree I started. I would do the same sort of thing. I might put cool colors around here if I think it's winter time. I do a wet on wet technique. Hold on, let me just show you the drawing part of it. I get caught up in painting, I forget about the drawing, right? So, we can do something as simple as a butterfly. That would make a nice stained glass window. We know butterflies are symmetrical. You could do it even a rainbow if you wanted to, right? I'm going to put some little curly antenna on there to make it interesting. I'm going to try and make the wings symmetrical so they're the same on both sides. I'll do my best. Not exactly the same, but pretty close. Okay, and then I might draw my lines inside here to make, I want to make sure I have the color stop and not mix together too much, except on the inside there. Alright, so there's my butterfly, and then I'm going to put some lead lines in stained glass, the black or the silver that holds the pieces of glass together is called the lead. And so that is just some random lines around here to make it interesting. You may have stained glass at your house. You could have seen some at a church window. Those are more elaborate, more detailed than we're going to do. Alright, so there's a very simple drawing. Now, let's put some color on there. I'm going to use the wet on wet technique. Right, we talked about that last time. Wet paint and wet paper. Because I want my colors to mix together in here. So I'm going to do these two parts of my butterfly. And I'm going to wet the paper. So I've already got some paint that's wet here. I've been working on that with that paint, so I don't need to wet it again, I don't think, anyway. Get these two parts of the wings, both sides, nice and wet. And I think I'll use some pink. Not that there are many pink butterflies, but that's okay. I'm going to put some pink down, and then I'm going to put some yellow in there. Or maybe orange to brighten it up. Okay, so the pink is all ready to roll. Some pink on this side. Looks like my pink is getting low. Alright, next I'm going to put some orange spots in there. Because butterflies do have orange spots. Trying to get it symmetrical. My stripes are just sort of blending in with my pink, which I like. Alright, so then I would do something very similar on the top, using wet on wet so that my colors mix together nicely. I'm going to try and do one that sort of looks like a nighttime sky here. I'll use some blue, maybe a little red and some black, so I can get a purple going. Because as you know, we've talked about the purple issue here. They put pink instead of, I'll use red first, pink instead of purple in our palette. You know that annoys me. So we're making purple, which is easy to do. We know how to do that. It's pretty good purple, actually. Kind of blue. Now I'm going to get the tiniest bit of black because I want it to look like the nighttime sky. But I know that black has a lot of pigment. See, that's just a little bit. A touch more. Doesn't take very much of this black paint to change it. But I do like that. That's going to be a nice nighttime sky. Now I just need to remember how I did it the first time, right? Okay. So there's the first part of my stained glass background. I will fill up this whole thing. Perhaps I'll go back to this one, since I found I like that purple a little bit. I might put some blue in here. Darken it up a little bit. Make it look a little more like a nighttime sky. See, I put too much black. There we go. I don't want it to get too far away from purple, because that's what I'm going for. There we go, that's better. I'm going to leave it alone so I don't mess it up, because it looks like I'm pulling up some paper and I don't want to do that. So the final product be something like this, something like that. Your choice of whatever you want to create for stained glass. And we will finish it up before the holidays so you'll have something nice to put up in your room. Alright, have fun.